It is 1 p.m. in Mecca. It's 2:30 p.m. in Tehran. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain Verjee. This is World One Live from London. The summit gets underway. There's been more diplomatic activity on Syria. UN humanitarian chief Valerie Amos has arrived in Damascus, where she's supposed to meet with Syria's Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. And let's take a look and see what newspapers around the world are saying about the situation in Syria. Take a look at the headline in today's Zaman in Turkey. They're saying Turkey's gamble on Syria. It goes on to say Turkey fears that the longer the fight drags on, the more imminent the threat of the total collapse of the Syrian state system. This will lead to sectarian violence among different ethnic groups fighting against each other once the Assad regime comes to an end. Take a look at Gulf News. This is the headline: Repercussions of al-Assad's regime's fall. It's a comment piece that says there's a valid fear in Syria of the repercussions of the fall of the al-Assad regime. The security vacuum after the departure of the regime will leave the door open to political and religious vendetta. Finally, the Wall Street Journal in Europe, this is the headline: Waiting for Barak. It says Syrians trying to liberate their country from Bashar al-Assad can be forgiven for thinking that they are part of an existential play. They could call it Waiting for Barak, waiting specifically for US election day, when President Obama might finally decide to do something serious to help. Imagine you could just, pop over to New York from London in less than an hour. Imagine from Regent's Park to Central Park. If an experiment due to take place today goes well, it could be a possibility. The Pentagon's expected to test the X51A Wave Rider off the California coast on Tuesday. It's 25 feet long, unmanned, and will be dropped off the wing of a converted B-52 bomber. They want to see if the vehicle can hit speeds of Mach 6. Now, that is 6 times the speed of sound. The technology could eventually bring missiles or airplanes to the other side of the planet in minutes instead of hours. Wouldn't that be nice? For more on that, we're joined now by CNN's Pentagon correspondent, Barbara Starr. Barbara, tell us a little bit more about this and why you aren't on it.
Well, you know, Zain, it may travel fast once it gets in the air. It doesn't tell you anything about how long you're waiting at the airport on the flight line, does it? You know, you remember that line from Star Wars, fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy?
A busy day ahead on the U.S. campaign trail. The new man in the race, vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan, will be campaigning in Nevada and in Colorado. The congressman from the state of Wisconsin made his solo debut on Monday. There were cheers for him in Iowa, but there were a few hecklers too. Demonstrators even tried to storm the stage. Comments from Ryan come after Mitt Romney's recent visit to Europe, where the Republican hopeful was accused of offending his hosts by questioning London's readiness to stage the Olympics. Joining me now live from Washington is CNN's political director, Mark Preston. Hi, Mark. Well, the Romney campaign really isn't making many friends here in Europe. Do they care?
No, they certainly don't care, because this election is all about American voters. And you're right, you know, Mitt Romney did have some gaffes.
It reports the burnt wreckage of 2 Ugandan military helicopters has been found in a remote mountainous region of Kenya. The helicopters went missing 2 days ago while on their way to Somalia. Agence France Presse says the crashed aircraft have been located, but the whereabouts of the 10 servicemen on board is still unknown.
Well, welcome back. Anyone out there suffering from an Olympic hangover, perhaps? Well, a lot of us are, after 2 weeks of non-stop action in. Well, there are still some Olympic stories making news. This Aaron Pinto is here to tell us all about that.
I am indeed. You know,
the name. You've got the special one, the only one.
Well, Zain has called me P-Dog on the air before, because that's what
that's not right.
my street crew calls me.
Maybe the
tall
one?
The street crew. I don't have a street crew.
The tall one? You're the tall one.
The tall one? Sure.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
The sexy one.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
All right, time for a break.
All right, you're watching World One live from London. As one world record after another is shattered, meet the latest record breaker all the way from the Florida Everglades. Yep. It's a cool find, though, still, I think.
Yeah.
The cleanup from last week's deadly floods in the Philippines also still going on, but now there's a new tropical storm that's threatening the region. Mari Ramos is here to tell us about it. Mari, how bad is it?
You know what? The thing is that this is a tropical storm, so it's not a typhoon. So in that sense, we're okay. However, it's so close to the Philippines, and they've had so much flooding that after that, the rain begins to move in. But nothing like a little stroll, maybe little dip in the pool there as well.
I love that you say, Mari, it's a beautiful picture, you know, enjoy it. You only have 1 day of it left.
You have one more
One day
day.
left.
Enjoy it.
That's it.
Call in sick.
Well, you're
Call
going
in
away
sick.
somewhere warmer, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, have
All right,
fun.
Maury, thank you very much for that. I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us here on World One.
And I'm Zain Verjee. I'll call in sick.